don't know this?
What if I told you that everything you know, every fact, every invention, every cure exists because someone asked a question and refused to let it go? That is research. Hi my Sabi people, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and this is our first episode on the foundational series towards your creative career. Today we'll be talking on research as a tool for creatives and why passion is not enough as a creative. So come along with me as we learn one or two things before the end of this video. Most people think research is answers. It's not. Research is the tricky questions, the difficult questions. Every discovery we see today is as a result of someone asking, what if, why, how come, where, what was wrong, how did this come about? Questions like that. Starting off my creative career journey, if there was one mistake I know that I made, was not properly engaging research. That is, not fully knowing what going about this industry looks like or what venturing into this aspect of career looks like. And that was a very poor thing to do, right? So I learned to make inquiries, I learned to ask questions, although I love asking questions, but yeah, I had to learn it in an advanced form. Yeah, I had to be so inquisitive, I had to reach out to people, I had to ask a lot of questions pertaining to what I wanted to go into and making sure I get better understanding of what I want to do. There's a whole lot that comes with research, actually, when you want to venture into any career you want to go into. Remember our last video where I said being a creative is not probably you just being in the fashion industry or in the media sector, but then as long as God created you, you are a creative. So no matter the kind of creativity it is you want to venture into, ensure that you make research. Research is very important. Ask questions. What do I need to do concerning this creative career? What do I need to get? How do I need to position myself? What are the things that I need? What should I do and what should I not do? These questions are very important before venturing into your creative career. Research is not just about knowledge, it's about the mindset. It teaches us to stay curious, it teaches us to stay creative, it teaches us to ask questions. Now, the best people are those who ask the best questions and the right questions. So maybe the best question to ask is, what are you curious enough to research about? This brings me to why passion alone is not enough as a creative towards your creative career. Why is passion not enough towards your creative career? Point number one, skill beats passion in the long run. Passion without skill leads to frustration, and that's because you can be able to do all these things. If you don't upskill, if you don't get better at what you do, you just get frustrated because it will look like, oh, I'm trying to show up, but I really can't see the results I'm trying to get. Now, and that's because you're not doing more to get the results you want to get. Now, how can you now be better with your skills? Staying consistent, learning. This is where the research I talked about earlier comes in. Researching to know what you're supposed to do, right? So that you can get better. If you have to learn from other people, if you have to reach out to other people, just do what you have to do to make sure that you get better at your skill. Point number two, discipline matters more than motivation. Discipline keeps you going even when there is no motivation, even when you don't even feel like it. Discipline is you showing up consistently even when you are not in the mood, when you don't feel like shooting, when you don't feel like writing, when you don't feel like studying for that exam, when you don't feel like going to work, right? That is discipline. You put yourself up to it to ensure that you get the results that you want. And if there was one mistake I made, was being lazy. Yes, I was lazy. Sometimes I just tell myself that I'll do it later. That was a very bad approach. Instead of doing things immediately, even when I don't feel like. Point number 3. The market does not care about your feelings. The audience does not care about your feelings. What do they care about? Value. What do you have to offer? What do you have to show to people? What should people be expecting? Point number 4. Burnout happens even with passion. Doing what you love does not protect you from exhaustion, does not protect you from rejection, does not protect you from all the old stress that comes. You can love a lot of things and still get tired, right? I've seen myself in times whereby I love making hair for people. Of course, I'm an hairstylist, and there are times where I don't feel like showing up for a particular client, but I have to just show up because aside the fact that I want to make money, I love putting smiles on the faces of people. So there are days where I'll be so tired, I'll be so exhausted that I don't feel like, but then I still have to show up, right? But the fact that I love this does not mean I will not burn out. The fact that I love this thing does not mean I won't get tired. You will definitely get tired, and that's why they say passion is not enough, because you'll be tired even with that thing that you love. Number 5 is consistency builds trust, not passion, right? So you showing up every day is very important. And number 6 is passion without direction leads to nowhere. Clarity is important. If there was one thing I was confused of last year, I didn't know what should I do now, how can I do this, da 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 da. I was confused about a lot of things and I needed clarity. So passion without direction is not good. Bonus tip: feedback and criticism are unavoidable. Note that growth requires accepting critique even when it hurts. Passion alone can make criticism feel personal. Let me leave you with this. Passion is the spark, but discipline, skill, and strategy are what keeps the fire alive. Remember this our adage: aláìmọ̀ nǹkan ò dáa, ó wá lẹ́nikẹ́ni tó máa sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹ, ìyẹn ló wá worst jù. In real sense, saying ignorance is a sin, not having anyone to tell you the truth. Now that's the bad part. You're welcome for having to hear the lessons that I learned from my own story. See you in my next video and comment your own point why passion is not enough as a creative. I'll see you in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. Thank you all. Toodles!